first ever podcast that we're doing from SoDo Makerspace. This is something that we wanted to do to kind of talk a little bit about the space and what we do here, and also to feature a couple of projects that we do here. We're going to try and do this every week. At 1, we're starting a little late here today, yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and get started and talk a little bit about one of the projects we have going on here at the Makerspace. So yeah, so go ahead and tell us about your project.
My name is Jeremy Hansen, and I'm working with a group called Rework Nation, and we are upcycling materials and taking things that would normally end up in a landfill, pianos and pallets, most recently wine staves from wine barrels, and turning them into products that are not only cool, reduce waste, but also tell the story behind what's gone into them. So this is one of our products. It's a candle holder.
Here, I can hold that up. There. So this is the unfinished one, right?
Yeah, that one's not finished at all. It's just the bare wood. And we found this with Elsum. You can see we've laser etched Elsum's logo on there using the laser.
I guess that's upside down.
There you go. Which is really cool. We just showed this off last week to Seattle Urban Wineries. I think it's the name of their group. I'm not sure, but to show what we can do to really not only just sell a product in their store, but like tell a little bit about them. So we tell in the class, we teach them about people about where this came from, why we use oak, the difference between red oak and white oak. This was from a French oak forest, and we just found the stamp of the cooperage that made it, so we can tell about that. Then it was made a Malbec here at the Elsum Winery. So that's the actual wine you can see on the back is a Malbec, so we can actually serve the wine. And then in the class you get to taste a little bit of the wine that went with it, and learn about a local candle company. That's the last part. This is Big Dipper Waxworks makes these beeswax candles, and they're sustainable, sustainably harvest beeswax so that the bees can survive. They only use 80% of the wax so that the bees survive the winter. And they visit all the places that they go, so we know it's sustainable. And they burn clean and hot, and actually reduce indoor air pollution. They produce negative ions, which interact with the positively charged dust particles and drop them out of the air. So instead of petroleum-derived candles, burn sustainable beeswax candles.
Cool. And so, what were you doing at the Makerspace in order to make these parts? Like, what elements of tools at the Makerspace have you been using to make these?
Yeah. So, well, one of the biggest tools is really just being in the space and talking to people. To give ideas for ways to make things. We're going to just use a Forstner bit, which is just a cutting bit that goes on a drill. And we ended up going with a CNC machine, which we can program to make perfectly flat holes for the candles on a curved surface. And another community that we touched base with was down here in this space. There's a whole bunch of businesses interested in coming up and connecting and telling each other about each other was the candle company.
Sure, excellent. And then it looks like this is done on the laser cutter.
Yeah, so this part is, and that surprised us. That was a learning process. This is only 30% cut, or 30% power on the laser. So it's a really powerful laser. It was really cool to learn about the different types of cutting versus raster cuts and vector cuts.
Yeah, we have a 90-watt laser cutter here, and it definitely is super powerful, and it goes through wood like a champ. So what are the other projects, because you guys are doing a lot of stuff in the same theme as this, with taking objects, older objects that have a story behind them, and actually turning them into things that you use every day, and then keeping the story with that. So you got a couple other projects that you guys are working on aside from this one?
Yeah, definitely. One of them is pianos. Pianos have about an 80-year lifespan, and their peak was maybe 90 years ago or 100 years ago. They were producing tons of pianos before records and radios, and so it was like 350,000 in a year. And now they're producing about 40,000. So all these pianos are getting older beyond the point that they're tunable, and they're just going into landfills. So one of the things that we do is we make tables, coasters out of this wood, a lot of there. And what we actually have a key ring, a key ring. It's made out of the piano
ebony,
keys. Yeah. And we're trying to capture everything that went into the piano, like the where it was from, who learned piano on it.
But that's kind of difficult in a lot of cases.
It is.
It's really old pianos.
But it's been really cool too, because we've learned so much about player pianos that were in the 1920s that used to live in an old saloon, or a piano teacher who taught like hundreds of students, and you can actually see the wear on each of these keys. Is actually the finish is produced by decades of people learning music.
And piano, yeah. Excellent, cool. Well, those are some cool projects, and you guys are teaching some classes on like woodworking in order to do stuff like this as well, correct?
Yeah, we don't have it posted yet. We just confirmed one in September. Actually, we're still confirming that one. So early September, we've been having a class at Elson Winery, featuring this candle stave, so you can come out and actually make one of these when now it's done. And then we're going to be doing more classes, maybe making piano keys or building easels out of staves, stuff like that. So
cool, excellent. So yeah, just look in our calendar for some more events that we'll be having with basic woodworking, as well as hopefully some electronics workshops here pretty soon. And I just wanted to show off a couple of other things that we've done here at the shop. So talking about the laser cutter, this is a project that was downloaded off of Thingiverse that was done on the laser cutter. It's basically a whole bunch of pieces that gets cut on some of the donated plywood that we have, and then assembling. It's totally free off of Thingiverse, and I really dug putting this thing together. The thing that I love about this, so this is the regular TIE Fighter. They do have the TIE Interceptor and Darth Vader's TIE Fighter as well. And the thing I love about this is that they have really great documentation for how to put it together. They have this detailed PDF that makes it no problem to put it together. This was something that I wanted to do at the Makerspace, to have an idea for people who just want to come in and do a project. So we would have these things pre-cut and just charge people time, the time it took on the laser cutter, and then a little bit of extra for the materials. So people can come in and actually buy this kit and build it here at the Makerspace. And so yeah, that's one of the little projects that we have going on, that anyone can come in and do a project like this at SoDo Makerspace.
Is that available now?
Yeah, we do have one in a box. I thought that someone had already bought it, but it's still in a box. So that one is available, and it takes about 45 minutes to cut one. We just have the regular TIE Fighters right now. The TIE Bombers, or TIE Interceptor is like super complex. So I haven't really gotten around to cutting one of those yet. Also, the TIE Bomber or the Darth Vader's TIE Fighter seems pretty complex as well. Another thing I wanted to show off really quick is we've had a couple of companies that have done Kickstarters that have started to send us some stuff to test out and give feedback. And you guys may have noticed in the background here, the picture frame that's been moving around. So that is a digital picture frame by Electronic Objects. And oh yeah, if you just lift it up, it should come down. I have to stretch the cord a bit. But this is something from Electronic Objects that they sent to us. And basically what it is oh, I think it might have come unplugged. But anyways, what it does is it's basically like it's got a computer in there. It's a really high resolution screen, and it has really nice high definition in it. Actually, it might have just come. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's playing now. So yeah, it just has a really nice high definition screen. What I like about it is the blacks are really black, but it is connected to an app on my phone. So if I go to this electronic objects app on my phone, and I've been in the habit of going to their public library, where people can upload images. Now it does still pictures, plus it also does animated GIFs and short videos. And as you can see, there's a whole list of different pieces of artwork that you can load on it. And I'm going to go ahead and load one of these on there. I'll pick a photo of the day to load. Ooh, that one's kind of a cool one. It's a nice hot summer day here in Seattle, so I'm going to load this one. And as you can see, I just tap on it on my phone, and I can connect from anywhere and actually change what's displayed on the screen.
And what's the screen technology? Is it?
You know, I don't know what the screen technology is. They don't have a huge amount of information in there. I know that it's really high resolution. I forget what DPI it is. But it has to be like super great. And again, what I love about it is that it has a really nice high contrast. So the blacks are super black. It's not like your typical LCD where black looks a little muted gray. So yeah, OLED. I don't think it is OLED. I think it's standard LCD, but it's just just really high quality. Because I've noticed whenever you bring up especially classical paintings, they look like an actual painting hanging up on your wall.
Yeah, and it's matte too, which is really or low gloss.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Whenever we put I usually put animated pictures on there, because whenever we put stills, people just assume it's a poster hanging up on the wall. Now, this actually isn't. They are running the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter isn't done yet, so they haven't actually shipped these. We got it in advance to kind of test it and give feedback. So a few things that I've talked to them about, which hopefully will be available. Right now, the only way to change the images is by manually going into the app and changing it. There's no way to have it automatically change, but we talked to them about the idea of connecting it to an API so that it would change these images automatically based on the weather outside. An idea that I had is if you have a Netflix account or a Hulu account and you're streaming something on your TV, it displays the movie poster on the frame, so you can see what's going on. If you subscribe to to YouTube and you've got a favorite channel, when there's a new episode available, it will display their splash screen on there. And just some really cool ideas, so you can kind of tie it into an API and things like the do button. And stuff like that. So that's a really cool thing. We're hoping we can get a few more, and we'll show off all these things as we get it, so we can show you guys what kind of cool stuff is out there. And I think that's pretty much going to do it for today.
So a few things that people might be thinking might be questions. Is that for sale, and how much? You said you have one kit. Is it? What's the price on that?
For this one, so yeah, for the TIE Fighter, it's basically we just charge the time for the laser cut, and I think it was like $65 or $75 in laser time. So it is a bit expensive, but I mean, come on, it's a giant TIE Fighter.
Built in.
Laser TIE Fighter, and I mean, this thing is really durable. Everyone they pick it up and they ask if they can pick it up as if it's really fragile, but I mean, this thing is like solid plywood, so it's pretty darn durable. And as you can see, it's pretty gigantic. I'd love to see someone do this kit and actually drop some LEDs in it, and maybe like a soundboard or something, so it can make the little whooshing sound, or that
accelerometers when you
yeah, that little what is that wicking sound, that wick 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 wick. Yeah, the blaster fire thing. But yeah, so you can come in and grab this. We're more than happy if we have the plywood on hand to just charge you for the laser time. Plus, we just have the one that's already pre-cut. If you do want to find this on Thingiverse and you do have access to a laser cutter or if you're not in Seattle and want to go somewhere else, just look for TIE Fighter. I think it's like TIE Fighter. I'm pretty sure if you just look for TIE Fighter on Thingiverse, you'll come up with this. I think they are working on the Rebel ships now too. They have a few of them, like the A-Wing. They don't have the X-Wing yet, but yeah, we're gonna try and see if we can build all of them at some point, because that's a pretty popular item when people come in and check out the shop. Yeah.
Good. And these aren't for sale yet. We're working on those, but if you want to build one of these, you can come down and we have a limited supply right now. We will be holding classes, so in the future, if you want a wine tasting, find out a local winery, learn about a local candle company, we'll have that available. And if you come down with your own stave, it's a pretty simple simple cut. We can show you how to make your own down at the Makerspace.
Perfect. All right. Well, for more information, if you want to find out about SoDo Makerspace and some of the things that we charge for our machines, we don't really have a membership fee here. It's pretty much you're welcome to come and show up and do your projects, and we just charge for time on our bigger machines. But definitely hit us up at sodo.ms. And that's our website. We have contact info there. And hopefully we'll be doing more of these, and we'll see you next week. All right. Thanks, Rich. Thanks.